Good evening, you are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Omani Hajj mission confirms the readiness of the Sultanate's pilgrims' camps in Mina and Arafat. The United Nations calls for an investigation into an airstrike in the Yemeni city of Sada that resulted in the death of many children. And victims of the earthquake on the Indonesian island of Lombok fear for more aftershocks. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Idris Deby Chad on the occasion of his country's National Day. The Omani Hajj mission confirmed the readiness of the Mina and Arafat camps for receiving Omani pilgrims for performing the Hajj rituals this year. The mission also completed all preparations for receiving Omani pilgrims in the coming days. Either they will go to Mecca or to Al Medina Al Munawwara. Expansion of camps, preparation of health facilities, electricity generators, air conditioning units and audio systems were made available by the mission to minimise inconvenience to the pilgrims. Royal Oman Police is exerting tireless efforts to protect security and preserve public order during all events and activities of the Kharif Salalah Tourism Festival 2018. Police station at the Municipality Recreational Centre were provided with additional ROP personnel. The station is working to monitor the gates and operate foot patrols inside the centre to protect public security. It also monitors and streamlines traffic movement outside the festival. The Public Authority for Civil Defence and Ambulance is working to ensure that all participating establishments and buyers follow rules and regulations with regard to health and safety. The ROP has many awareness campaigns during the festival, such as on the dangers of drugs and narcotics. Yemen's Houthi group welcomed today a call by the United Nations for an independent investigation into Arab-led coalition airstrikes that killed dozens of people a day earlier, including children travelling on a bus. The head of the Houthi Supreme Revolutionary Committee said that they welcome the call of the Secretary-General of the United Nations and they are ready to cooperate. A Yemeni health official and the International Committee of the Red Cross said yesterday that an airstrike had hit the bus carrying children as it drove through a market in northern Sada province. According to the UN's current figures, 40 people were killed, including 21 boys, mostly aged under 15, and another 60 were injured. A deadly earthquake devastated the Indonesian island of Lombok last weekend. The powerful quake claimed hundreds of lives, wounded thousands more, and displaced over 270,000 people. While the magnitude 7 quake that struck Lombok on August the 5th caused widespread damage and casualties, an incessant wave of aftershocks is fueling a sense that the crisis is far from over and that the worst may be yet to come. Officials have recorded a staggering 450 aftershocks since Sunday. Before that, another strong quake on July 29th had already shaken Lombok, killing 16 people. Seismic activity is commonplace across the Indonesian archipelago, which is home to more active volcanoes than anywhere else on Earth. The country straddles the so-called Ring of Fire, an arc of volcanoes and fault lines that stretches across the Pacific Basin. A magnitude 9.1 earthquake off the Indonesian island of Sumatra in 2004 spawned a tsunami that killed 230,000 people in a dozen countries. Russian President Vladimir Putin discussed possible new US sanctions against Russia with his Security Council today. The US State Department on Wednesday announced a new round of sanctions targeting Russia that pushed the ruble to two-year lows and sparked a wider sell-off over fears Russia was locked in a spiral of never-ending sanctions. Separate legislation introduced last week in draft form by Republican and Democratic senators, dubbed the Sanctions Bill from Hell by one of its backers, proposes curbs on the operations of several state-owned Russian banks in the United States and restrictions on their use of the dollar. Putin and members of the Security Council said the latest round of sanctions was absolutely illegal under international law. California Governor Jerry Brown declared a state of emergency for the area engulfed by the so-called Holy Fire, which has rapidly spread across 4,142 hectares. Since it sparked on Monday, the blaze in Cleveland National Forest has threatened thousands of homes and prompted evacuations. Residents in both Riverside and Orange counties in the southern part of the state were affected. Police believe the fire was started intentionally. 51-year-old Forrest Clark was arrested on Tuesday and is being held in jail on $1 million bail. Still to come in our news bulletin. Al-Katwa village in the Walaya of Madaha is an attractive tourism destination.
عبق فاح بين جنباتها، فنفثت سلاما برائحة لبانها. حلقت عاليا نحو السماء، فنقشت بأبجدياتها تاريخا جميلا، وبكرمها أمست مضربا للأمثال. مهرجان صلالة السياحي 2018 من 10 من يوليو إلى 25 من أغسطس.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Oman oil price October 2018 delivery reached today $70.71 per barrel, 67 cents lower than yesterday's price. The Oman oil price reached yesterday $71.38 per barrel. The average price of Oman oil's September 2018 delivery reached $73.17 per barrel, thus 44 cents lower than the price of August 2018 delivery. The activities of the Social Week for the summer of 2018 concluded in the Walaya of Sahar in the Governorate of North Batna. The conclusion ceremony was held under the auspices of His Excellency Ali bin Khalfan Al Jabri, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Information. The week included many activities and events, such as voluntary work and some workshops on developing youth skills and capabilities. Some awareness seminars were also organised on social topics, such as electronic extortion. At the concluding ceremony, a number of participants of the week and volunteers were honoured. Al-Katwa village in the Walaya of Mahata is a place of natural beauty and tranquility. These features have made it an important tourism destination in the Governorate of Buraymi. The green colour extends all the way to the village, with many plantations and flowing falages. The village has many old houses and archaeological sites that talk about its deep-rooted history. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of cloud accumulation and scattered rainfall over the Hajar Mountains. Low clouds and fog late at night and early morning are expected over the coast of the Arabian Sea and Sea of Oman. Winds will be southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.45 metres. This is a Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Omani Hajj mission confirms the readiness of the Sultanate's pilgrims camps in Mina and Arafat. The United Nations calls for an investigation into an airstrike at the Yemeni city of Sada that resulted in the death of many children. And victims of the earthquake in the Indonesian island of Lombok fear for more aftershocks. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.